Hey everyone, your favorite Gallivanter here. Good to be with you today in the only state where you can find mermaids, gators, underwater statues, and a beach made entirely of driftwood, all before lunch. Yes, Florida's theme parks may rake in the cash, but at state parks, those are the genuine attractions. Over 175 of them, covering nearly 1 million acres, ranging from prehistoric prairies to tropical islands. And today we're diving, sometimes literally, into 10 Florida state parks that will absolutely blow your mind. Buckle up, pack some bug spray, and let's go. You've heard of Key West, you may have even heard of Key Largo, but smack in the middle of the overseas highways sits Bahia Honda State Park. A place so outrageously stunning that even the state of Florida uses it in its tourism ads, because yes, it's that photogenic. This park has everything. Soft sandy beaches, rare in the Keys, some of the clearest snorkeling waters in the state, and the crumbling remains of Henry Flagler's old railroad bridge, which now serves as one of the most scenic viewpoints in Florida. What's the catch? Just about everyone knows it's stunning. So if you don't get here early, you're going to be waiting outside like an extra in Castaway until someone leaves. Weeki Wachee is not just a state park. It's a Floridian institution. It's where old Florida kitsch meets natural beauty and where fully grown adults voluntarily strap on fake fins to perform underwater ballet for your entertainment. Since 1947, the legendary Weeki Wachee mermaids have been delighting visitors in an underground theater built right into the side of a natural spring. It's not all about mermaids, though let's be honest, that's why you're really here. The spring itself pumps out 117 million gallons of crystal clear water per day, feeding one of Florida's best spots for kayaking and paddleboarding. And for those of you who enjoy your adventures with a side of danger, there's plenty of gators hanging around to keep things interesting. Tucked away on Amelia Island, Fort Clinch is what happens when a perfectly preserved Civil War-era fort meets some of the best hiking trails in North Florida. Built in the 1800s but never seeing actual battle, this fort is eerily well preserved, so much so that ghost hunters swear it's crawling with spirits of Confederate soldiers who never got their chance to fight. For the living, there's plenty to explore. A 6-mile trail through Spanish moss-draped forests, fishing along the Amelia River, and one of the best places in Florida to spot shark teeth. That is, if the ghosts don't get to you first. You thought Florida was all beaches? Try bison. Yes, actual full-size, shaggy-headed, Yellowstone-worthy bison. Payne's Prairie, just south of Gainesville, is the only place in the state where you can hike out onto a boardwalk and see wild horses and bison roaming free. This vast, open savanna looks nothing like the Florida you know, and it proves that Florida's nature isn't just about palm trees and alligators. Speaking of which, yes, there are gators here, hundreds of them, sometimes sunbathing in the middle of the trail. It's their house. You're just a visitor. Most beaches are for sunbathing. Big Talbot Island, it looks like a beach where aliens crashed and left their wreckage behind. Boneyard Beach, its main attraction, is covered in the bleached remains of fallen oak trees, looking more like modern art than a natural disaster. Photographers love it, so do wedding couples, so do people who just enjoy looking at the eerie beauty of nature reclaiming itself. But here's the trick. Get here at low tide, otherwise your dream Instagram shot is going to be underwater. How do you make a sinkhole interesting? Turn it into a rainforest. That's exactly what's happened at Devil's Mill Hopper, a 120-foot deep limestone crater near Gainesville. Over thousands of years, this sinkhole has transformed into a lush, tropical jungle with cascading waterfalls and moss-covered cliffs. Walking down the wooden stairway into the sinkhole is like entering into another dimension, where Florida suddenly has mountains and dinosaurs would not look out of place. This is Florida, but with mountains, sort of. Ravine Gardens was officially established in 1933 during the Great Depression, when the government decided that what Florida needed, aside from mosquito control and fewer sketchy roadside attractions, was an enormous landscaped garden. The Civil Works Administration stepped in, turned the deep natural ravines into a botanical showpiece, and filled them with thousands of azaleas, winding trails, and 2 iconic suspension bridges that make you question every life decision as you cross them. Spring is the best time to visit, when thousands of azaleas explode into bloom, turning the park into a pink and purple wonderland. Hiking here is legit. Be ready for actual elevation changes, which is rare in a state that barely rises above sea level. Before Disney, Silver Springs was Florida's biggest tourist attraction, and honestly, it still holds up. This world-famous spring pumps out over 500 million gallons of water per day, creating a river so clear you can see straight to the bottom, even from a boat. Speaking of boats, the legendary glass-bottom boat tours have been running here since the 1870s, and they'll show you everything from sunken statues to the remains of old Hollywood film sets, from movies like Creature from the Black Lagoon. If you're kayaking here, don't be surprised if a wild monkey swings by. They've been here since the 1930s, and no one has been able to get rid of them. Key West is not known for its beaches, but Fort Zachary Taylor, it's the exception. Not only does it have the best snorkeling in Key West without needing a boat, it also has an actual Civil War fort sitting in the middle of it. Take a tour, then go jump in the water. And since it's on the southern edge of the island, it's the place to catch the sunset without being elbowed in the ribs at Mallory Square. If Florida had a who's who of wildlife, Homosassa Springs would be the red carpet. Manatees take center stage here thanks to an underwater observatory built into the spring. But the real star? Lou the hippo, an actual honorary Florida resident who's been charming visitors since the 1960s. And yes, there are also black bears, panthers, and flamingos because in Florida, even the state parks don't do anything halfway. Forget the long lines and overpriced theme park food. Florida state parks are where the genuine magic is. History, adventure, mermaids, sometimes all in the same park. So what are you waiting for? Go explore and let me know which one blew your mind the most.